Hey everyone, Silver Contrails here, and I just got back from a locals yesterday, and I want to do a short update on Dragunity and some of the things that I think I'm going to be doing with it, and I want to talk about the matches I had. So first of all, going into locals, I had the option between Dragunity and Piper Chaos. I ended up running Dragunity because I just enjoy playing it more. I kept things pretty simple this time, basic setup, not a whole lot different. I was running a couple of interesting options, I think, and the main one was, I think last time I was running Shard of Greed and double, and I think I was running only a single Zephyros. I've since bumped it up to two. Two Zephyros is really good. It lets you get that first turn, both Phalanx and Actius in the graveyard, and you don't have to summon any of your Duxes, and you end with a Stardust Dragon. Going to be really good when the new Xyz monsters come out. Autumn is an extremely good Xyz monster. For hand traps, I was running one of each of Valor, Crow, and Maxi. Worked pretty well. I don't think I ever used Maxi. Just never really came up. DD Crow definitely helped. Especially when I was playing against Bubblebeat, I removed from play my opponent's Alias when he tried to use Hero Blast and save my monster in the process, and Valor was a fairly decent card. Okay, so spells. The main difference here is a triple upstart, as well as I went back up to 3 terraformings. Upstart Goblin was very good. I didn't see a whole lot of problems with it. Worked pretty decently, did what I wanted it to do. Got me that extra draw. A lot of times, Upstart was the only reason that I started with a Ravine in hand. 37 card deck is pretty good, but I'm wondering if running more traps would be ideal. That's something I need to test. Double MST, cards of consonants, and then I think the rest has stayed the same. Smash and Ground, Avarice. I did see Ryo for once. And Book. So basic setup, no Shard of Greed this time. And for traps, Double Warning, Solemn, Fiendish, and Air Force and Dimensional Prison. So what do I want to do here is basically more traps. I'm running 7 traps right now, and every time I had a trap, I felt so much better about my game state. It was like, if I had a trap in hand, it was just good. I loved it whenever I drew into one of these cards, which means I think I need more. A second Dimensional Prison is the first thing on my mind, as well as a pair of bottomless trap holes. I don't have another Phoenix Chain to run. So what I'll probably end up doing is taking out my upstarts for now and running the prisons, the extra prison and the double bottomless in place, and seeing how that ends up testing. For extra deck was very simple. 3 Vayrana, Stardust, Red Dragon, never used it. Catastor, never used it. Colossal, never used it. Gaidarg, never used it. Brionic, I should have used it, and I forgot about it. Librarian, I can't remember if I used this. I think I used it once. Trident, never used it. Scrap Dragon, I did use it. And Thought Ruler was good. Used it a lot of times to buffer my life points. And Fortress Dragon, never ended up using it. Side deck, Double Shadow Imprisoning. Locals was the first time I've ever played against Insectors, and Shadow Imprisoning really locks them down. Unfortunately, though, he had Ryo and Double Call the Haunted to keep it on the field perpetually, and that shut me down. Nobleman of Extermination. I sided these in to stop people from running Chain Disappearance against me. Basically, you Nobleman their back row. If you do hit a Chain Disappearance, if you can read it, they lose. Well, they lose that side deck option. It's also really good to stop things like Bottomless. Prohibition, I never actually used it. There were some decks that I would have, but I ended up not signing it because I felt like I didn't have the space. So I might take this out. Double Cyber Dragon was pretty good. but I didn't really use it in too many matchups. Single MST and Dust Tornado was mostly against Rogue. I did play Macro in the 4th round, and these came in and really did some work, making sure Macrocosmos and Dimensional Fissure were never on the field. Another Smashing Ground against the Ryos. Vanity's Emptiness. I tried to side this in against heroes, so they couldn't, like, Miracle Fusion or... And I think the main reason that I was using this was because of, super polymerization. So you can flip this, and then they can't super poly, which is nice. And a lot of times they won't have a card to get this on the field, or to get this off the field, which is pretty nice. It will bait stuff too, and it doesn't interfere with Stardust. An extra DD Crow against decks that DD Crow is good against, an extra Veiler against decks that Veiler is good against, and a Glenduo in the off chance that I played Rabbit. So that's about it. Again, I want to add some more traps. Hopefully that works out well, and until next time then.